Kevin, you there? I really need to talk to you about something.
Huh? What is it, sis?
I just went to my mom's place. She was working her butt off, cleaning the house. She looked so tired.
So?
What do you mean, so? Surely you know that's no good. The main reason you and Carla moved in with her in the first place was because her legs are getting worse. You said you'd take care of everything around the house. Where are you both? What are you doing?
Watch it, Allie. Just because we moved in with Mom doesn't mean my wife has to do all the housework.
I'm not saying she has to do it all. But Mom's been cleaning the house, doing the laundry and preparing all the meals since this morning. I just took her to the supermarket because she said she had some shopping to do. Don't you think you guys might be relying on Mom a little too much?
Mom's doing all that stuff because she wants to. What would you have her do? Sit around doing nothing all day? That's when dementia starts creeping in. You know that?
Still, does that justify leaving absolutely everything to her? What's wrong with splitting the responsibilities?
Now you listen, and you listen good, Allie. You need to remember that me and Carla are the ones who live with Mom, not you. I don't need to hear you preaching at me. You lost the right to an opinion when you moved out.
I have the right to an opinion as her daughter. Mom was never particularly enthusiastic about the idea of you two moving in with her in the first place. The only reason you did is because you practically forced your way in on the pretext you take care of everything around the house. Don't you think you're failing to live up to your promise if Mom's rushing around like a headless chicken trying to keep on top of it all?
Today's an exception. We do it most of the time.
You say that, but it was just like this the last time I visited too. Besides, it's Independence Day today, so I know neither of you are at work. Even if Carla's not around, what reason do you have for not helping out around the house? There's no way Mom should be as rushed off her feet as she is right now.
God, you're annoying. If I can't do what I want on Independence Day, when can I?
I wouldn't mind if it really was just today, but it's not, is it? If you're gonna treat Mom like your live-in maid, then she should move in with me instead.
Huh? Why should you get to have her? I'm the eldest son, which means it's my responsibility to look after her.
If you actually lived up to your responsibilities, I wouldn't have to intervene. Besides, I don't think you being the eldest son has anything to do with it.
You moved out when you got married. You have your own place now. How the hell is Mom gonna live with you? What would your husband think? I bet his family would be angry too.
Interesting. You're suddenly an expert on my husband and his family, are you? It just so happens that my husband said he'd be fine with her moving in. And his family aren't the kind of people to get angry over something so trivial.
Yeah, I think I get it now. Are you after the house?
Excuse me?
Bullseye. I remember you telling me you and your husband are renting. I get it now. You want to get your grubby mitts on this house.
Why would you even say that? I have no interest in the house. Me and my husband are fine as we are. Besides, it seems like Mom wants to sell it.
Sell it? No way. Maybe before me and Carla moved in. She'd never sell it with us living here. We'd be homeless. This house has been in the family for generations. It's better for us that we live somewhere full of good memories that we're all familiar with. Anyway, what makes you think Mom wants to sell it? Did she say something?
Well, it's not that she said anything.
Quit making baseless assumptions and sticking your nose into our business then.
You think I like getting involved in your crap, Kevin? There was no way I couldn't say anything after seeing how rushed off her feet Mom was earlier. She's too nice to say anything or complain about it, but I could tell she was stressed out. This is the last thing she needs on top of seeing her surgeon and physiotherapist every week. Would it really hurt to pull your finger out and do a little bit more?
How many times do I gotta tell you? We're already helping. Quit getting all high and mighty about stuff you have no idea about. I know how to be nice to my mom without having you preach to me.
Are you really being nice to her, though? Are you, Kevin? Because from what I heard, you still haven't contributed a single cent to the household expenses since you moved in. Mom's been bearing the entire burden of having you guys live with her.
Me and Carla have our own expenses to think about. It costs money to look after Mom. Why should we have to cover the household expenses on top of that?
Jesus, Kevin, you're putting in the absolute bare minimum. Would it hurt so much to pay your way?
If Mom had a problem with it, she'd tell us. We're all just fine. Mom's a grown woman, and she doesn't need little Miss Perfect preaching at me on her behalf. I don't need to hear this crap from you, so just give it a rest already. I'm busy, so quit your whining and leave me alone.
Kevin, where's Mom?
Huh? Mom? Why'd you ask?
When I went to the house just now, your wife told me Mom is gone and she's never coming back.
Carla told you then?
What the hell is going on?
We broke things off with Mom this morning.
You did what? Why would you do that? What does breaking things off even mean?
Me and Carla got sick and tired of looking after her. Do we look like staff at an old folks' home?
You're the ones who moved in with her on the condition you do precisely that. What the hell are you playing at? Besides, she was the one who was helping you out by letting you stay there at all. You would have had nowhere to go if not for Mom's kindness.
Nope, this is all Mom's fault. She refused to give us any more money. I lost my shit, took her bank card, and told her to get the hell out.
You did what? What the hell's gone into you, Kevin? This is an unacceptable way to treat your mother. You need to fix this, now. Call her and say you're sorry.
It's cool. She doesn't have any money, so she'll have to come back soon. Oh, actually, scratch that. I told her never to come back or contact us ever again. Oops! What should I do, LOL?
This is no laughing matter. I keep trying to call Mom, but she won't pick up. She could be anywhere by now.
Jeez, Allie. She's a grown woman, not a little kid. Chill out, would ya?
If I'd have known this was going to happen, I'd have dragged her to my place by force. Why didn't you tell me as soon as you'd kicked her out? Did you forget I said I'd take her in?
You're nothing but a pain in my ass when you get involved in things. I like to keep my engagement with you to a bare minimum. Think about it. All you do is try and paint me and Carla as villains. Why would we want anything to do with you? You're bad news. I really wish my annoying pain-in-the-ass sister was here sticking her nose into my business and criticizing me right now. Said no one ever. Basically, you need to keep your meddling ass away from us. As far away from this house as humanly possible. Carla said just the sight of your face alone is enough to stress her out. So for both our sakes, stay the hell away. Okay? Great.
How can I not get involved when you act the way you do?
You know what? I'm on a mission to cut all the toxic people out of my life. And you're next in line. With Mom gone, the house belongs to me now. There's no reason for me to carry on any kind of relationship with you.
Wow, Kevin. You're not worried about Mom in the slightest.
Didn't I tell you to give it a rest? She can take care of herself. Well, I guess this is it. Thanks for being such a meddling busybody all the time. It's been a real pleasure. Not. We're strangers now, so if you come anywhere near us or the house, I'll consider myself to be in self-defense situation and call the cops.
Hello there, Allie dear. How are you? Oh, I'm terribly sorry I missed your calls. I haven't checked my phone all day.
Mom? Where are you right now?
Allie, I want you to know that I'm fine. Please, calm down, dear. I take it you've heard from Kevin that I left the house.
Yes, when I went over earlier, Carla told me you were gone. Then when I messaged Kevin, he said they broke off all ties with you and that you'd left the house and were never coming back.
I wonder where I went wrong with that boy for him to end up this way. I thought I raised you both with the same amount of love, care, and affection.
Why did you give my brother the house and all of your savings? You let him and his wife get away with everything. If anyone was gonna pack their things and leave, it should have been him and Carla, not you. This is all backwards.
Don't worry, dear. Those idiots don't have a clue what's about to happen. Something tells me the situation will have taken care of itself before long.
Huh? What does that mean? Didn't he take your bank cards and put his name on the deed to the house?
Don't be silly, dear. He didn't change the name on the deed. It's still very much my house. Nothing has changed in that regard.
Really? But he did steal your bank cards, right?
He might have stolen some cards, but none of them have anything to do with my bank. Allie, he has my library and gym cards.
Huh? Your library and gym cards?
I had them both stashed away in my little credit card holder, which is why someone taking them without checking properly might be forgiven for thinking they had access to my savings. Him and Carla are in for a nasty little surprise when they try taking any money out of those things.
So you mean the cards he took are completely useless to him and he has no way of accessing your money?
Exactly. Not only that, but my gym membership ran out last month, and I get a new library card printed as soon as I go there next. So even they'll be useless to them. They're in for a surprise of a lifetime when they get to the bank.
Wow, I see. But still, what about the house? Even if the name on the deed is still yours, you still left, and now they have no place to themselves. Doesn't that technically make you homeless now? Want to come to my place? My husband's more than happy to have you here, and of course I am.
You and your husband are so sweet, dear. I'm lucky to have you both.
Well, you could have lived with us from the get-go, remember? But you said you didn't want to inconvenience us and turned down the offer. I know the idea might make you a little uncomfortable, but I promise you we don't mind at all. In fact, we'd be happy to have you. In any case, anything's gotta be better than living with my brother and his wife. Me and my husband actually do things around the house, so you'll be able to relax and put your feet up for once. Won't you at least think about it?
You're so thoughtful, dear. Thank you. In that case, there is something I'd like to ask you. Would you let me stay with you? At least until I find an old folks' home to stay in.
Of course. There's nothing I'd like more. We'd love to have you.
And how would you feel about moving someplace else?
Like moving house? Now that you mention it, our place is a little on the cramped side. But we still have a spare bedroom. Sure, we might bump into each other in the kitchen every now and then, but I don't think it'd be that bad.
Listen, sweetie. Thing is, I've been thinking of buying an apartment. I was thinking of getting a place me, you, and Paul could live in together. What do you say?
Allie, where's Mom?
What do you want?
Answer my question. If you know where Mom is, you need to hurry up and tell me.
Why?
It's the cards I took from her. I thought they were bank cards, but they're not. These things are useless to me. Turns out it's our freaking gym and library cards. Plus, I'm trying to get the name on the deed to the house changed to mine. But I need Mom's identity verification documents.
Huh. Serves you right for taking them without her permission.
If I just knew where Mom was, all my problems would be solved instantly. So if you know where she is, hurry up and tell me. I know you two are still in contact.
Mom's never going back to the house.
I see. So that must mean she's at your place?
Nope.
Yeah, I know you know where she is. Stop playing games and tell me. I'm sat out front on your lawn, and I'm not moving until you come out and tell me where she is.
Do as you please. It's not my problem. I'll just call the police.
The police? You'd call the police on your own brother?
You're the one who said you were breaking off all ties with me. I think of you as a stranger now, just like you told me to.
Allie, you should know the real reason I kicked Mom out. I did it for you.
For me?
Let's face it, she's not getting any younger, and her legs are only going to get worse from here on out. Eventually, she won't be able to walk at all, and she'll need round-the-clock care. But me and you have our own lives to live. We don't have the time or money to afford to be carers 24/7. What use to us is some old-age pensioner who can't even walk? She'd be nothing but a burden. So I did what I had to do before it got to that point. For our futures.
You've got some nerve to speak like that about the woman who gave birth to you and raised you. She'd go to the ends of the earth for you, and this is how you repay her? I could never do that to her. From where I'm standing, it looked like the only reason you kicked her out was to get your hands on her savings and the house. Which part of that had anything to do with me? You did it all for yourselves. You're only saying this now because it backfired and you want me to help you. I'm sure if I did, you wouldn't hesitate to stab me in the back the moment I'd served my purpose, because that's the kind of person you are.
Just tell me where Mom is.
Like I told you, I'm not telling you anything.
Allie, please. Listen, you should know that me and Carla had our reasons for kicking Mom out. Legitimate reasons.
There's no legitimate reason for kicking your mother out of her own house.
I'm in debt.
I see.
That's why I need money. I need to talk to Mom. I kept it as a secret until now, but I'm gonna tell her everything. Then, hopefully she'll be willing to help out. I need money. Bad. That's why I need to talk to her. Help me out. Sis. Please.
Here's a message from Mom. You kicked me out of my house. You're not my problem anymore.
Aha! I knew it! So you are with her. Busted!
It doesn't change anything. You're wasting your time if you really are sat on our lawn. We're moving houses together today.
Where to? Tell me right now. I'll be there ASAP.
You must be kidding. You're the last person I'd tell. You tried stealing Mom's bank cards so you could raid her savings and kicked her out of her own house. Are you even aware of what a piece of crap you are? None of us would lose a moment's sleep if we never saw you again.
I told you, Allie. Please. You have to believe me. I'm in debt. I had no choice.
Stop lying. You and that gold-digging wife of yours just wanted her house and money all to yourselves. To think she's so kind, she even let you live with her despite the fact you pretty much forced your way in. Maybe if you'd have been upfront with her from the get-go, she would have lent you some money. But now, after everything you did, you must be stupid if you think she'd give you anything.
I'll never do anything like that to her again. I swear. I'll be the best son she could ever hope for. I'll get Carla to do all the housework. Please, just tell Mom I want her to come home now. I'll even get Carla to cook her some lunch.
You think lunch is gonna get you out of this? No matter what you say, it's not happening. Anyway, we're all gonna be living together in our brand new apartment soon.
What? You mean with you and your husband? Why do you get to have Mom?
First of all, we don't get to have her because she's a human being and not a piece of property. Secondly, what the hell does it have to do with you? You cut us all out of your lives.
I was only joking. As if I'd say that for real.
Right, of course you were, Kevin. In any case, we don't want anything to do with you either. As for the house you and Carla are living in, you know, the one that doesn't belong to you, Mom just put it up for sale.
She did what?
You weren't able to change the name on the deed in the end, were you? Me and Paul took Mom to the realtors the other day and helped her with the sale procedures. It's up on the market now, and we're already in talks with a few prospective buyers. You need to be out by next month.
What are you talking about? We live here!
So what? It's not your house. When the owner says you get out, you get out.
Is this a bluff? It must be. If it's up on the market, why hasn't anyone been over to appraise it? Busted!
She had it appraised ages ago. This isn't something she just decided to do on a whim, you know. She's been thinking of selling it for a long time now. She had someone over to appraise it when you and Carla were out for a day.
Fine. If we have to leave, give us the money for a new place. Surely that's the least you can do.
You must be joking. Why would you give you any money when you forced your way in there in the first place? None of us, and especially not Mom, have any responsibility to look after you or your wife. You made your bed, now lie in it. Maybe things would be different if you'd actually done anything for her, you know, like helped out around the house like you promised to. But you didn't, did you? It's always nothing but take with you.
God damn it! I need to see Mom. Let me apologize to her.
She never wants to see you again.
Oh man, I really screwed up, didn't I? Can you tell her I'm really sorry? I'm filled with nothing but regret, shame, and disgust with myself. Carla too. Mom deserved better. I'm sorry. We took advantage of her.
I'm glad you finally admit it. But it's too late now. Too little, too late. You're only nice to us when you want something. The rest of the time, you're as vile and unpleasant as could be. That goes for your wife, too. You're in the right mind, you would want anything to do with people like you.
Damn it, I really screwed up. I'm begging you, Allie. Help me out here, sis. I'm never gonna be able to pay off my debts at this rate. And we sure as hell can't afford to move house.
You have another month before you have to be out. I'm sure you'll be able to figure something out between yourselves. If you're so desperate for cash, why doesn't Carla find a job?
How can she find a job when she can't even do housework?
Oh, that's strange. I could have sworn you just said Carla would do all the housework if Mom came back. That was a lie, too, huh? What a surprise. You can stop messaging me now.
Allie, please. Don't be so cold. We are in serious trouble here. I owe you an apology too, sis. If Mom never wants to see me again, won't you at least help me? Anything will do. It doesn't matter how small. Please?
You said it yourself, Kevin. Me and you are strangers now. You've got some nerve to come begging for help when you're the one who told me to stay away from you. You said we were strangers and threatened to call the cops on me if I ever came anywhere near you. All I'm doing is following your orders. We're not family anymore, so there's nothing you can say to change my mind. Goodbye. Kevin and his wife showed up at mine and my husband's house after that, but the door was firmly locked, and we made sure it stayed that way. They soon disappeared when we threatened to call the cops. Then, after biding our time until the terrible two weren't around, we called the removal company and moved in with Mom in her new apartment at lightning speed. Of course, we blocked Kevin and Carla so they could never bother us again, and thankfully, we haven't heard from them since. The real estate company we sold the house with happened to be owned by a friend of my mom's. When he sent one of his guys over to check on the place, it turned out Kevin and Carla had left before their period of notice. There were some things left behind, such as my mom's belongings and the household appliances. We hired a handyman to promptly deal with them so we could go ahead with the sale ASAP. A few months after selling the house, I got a message from my cousin saying he saw my brother in the rough part of town. Gaunt and emaciated, Kevin had been seen going into a brothel for male prostitutes. My cousin was just passing by in the car, but when he and Kevin locked eyes, he ran over and started banging on the window begging for money. When my cousin rolled the window down, Kevin told him about how Claire had fallen ill and was in the hospital, and between the medical bills and debt repayments, he now had no choice but to work day and night, and hadn't had a day off in months. Normally, you'd want to help your family out if they fell on hard times like this. But this is Kevin we're talking about, and he isn't normal, nor do we consider him family anymore. Needless to say, neither me or my mom have any ounce of sympathy for him. There's no doubt about it, their lives are a train wreck. But that's not our problem, because it's all their fault. Me and Paul are currently enjoying our new lives together, living with my mom in the fancy new apartment she bought. I feel blessed to have the opportunity to live with my mom again. She really is the loveliest, warmest, kindest person I've ever met. I'm super grateful to Paul, too. Not every husband would agree so readily to living with their mother-in-law, but he's been amazing from start to finish. Me and him are gonna make up for all the suffering my brother caused her by making her feel as happy and loved as we possibly can. My mom's no spring chicken, and I don't know exactly how long we have left together, but one thing's for sure, I plan on making the most of every day as if it's our last. Let's make some amazing memories. Here's to the future. Let's hope it's a long one.